Well, welcome to our Gallop TV preview show for Friday the 27th, where we raced at Fairview. We're on the turf in Gqeberha, and it's a nice build-up to Saturday's race meeting, which is the World's Sports Betting Cape Met. There are some nice feature races to look forward to. Race number 3 is the Breeders' Guineas Plate. Race number 5 is the Fairview Mile. The 6th race is the Lakeside Handicap, and the 7th race I see is the Fairview Merchants. Well, as you've come to know on Gallop TV, our man in the know down in Gqeberha is none other than Grant Paddock. And Grant, how are you doing?
All good, thank you, Dees. All good down this way.
Yep, and looking forward to this race card. 9 races carded, some quality racing as well. Let's begin. Race number 1 doesn't form part of the exotics. The bipod will begin in race number 2. It's a maiden juvenile plate for fillies over 1,000 meters. 4 of them are first-timers. I'll give you the betting, those that are in single figures. Number 1, Amazing Colors. The anti-post betting market proudly brought to you by Hollywoodbets. From 33 to 10, that's been backed into 22 to 10. Kamara Green, number 2, is at 5 to 1. 3, Lunar Hallow is 22 to 10. 18 to 10, number 5, Paris Lass, who's had a run, a big advantage. And then it's double figures, numbers 4 and 6. Obviously, we're punting with a blindfold on here, Grant, but have you heard anything?
Dees, I wouldn't say it's too much of a blindfold. Big talk for the one horse here, Amazing Colors. I believe it's doing some very good fractions back home. There's also a bit of talk for Lunar Halo, and obviously Paris Lass has got the experience, but a lot of talk for the one horse here. So play around those 3, 1, 3, and the 5, and you're going to be safe. But as I say, a lot of talk for number 1.
Well, that's certainly good information. Grant's got his ear on the ground there in Gqeberha, and of course, number 1, Amazing Colors, as you heard, been back from 33 to 10 into 22 to 10. There's some good anti-post betting money, and if the talk is spot on, just come race time, I think number 1, Amazing Colors, as Grant mentioned, could be the right one. A lot of respect for Lunar Hello, also the Grief Fourie combination, and then the race runner, an obvious chance there, number 5, Paris Lass. So that's the first race. Hopefully you can bank some cash, because the bipod begins in race number 2. It's over 2,000 meters, and this is a maiden handicap. Well, a strong runner comes down from Cape Town. I say strong runner because the form's been consistent down in the Cape with the Spirit of Silvano, Grant.
Yeah, Dees, listen, this horse I think just has to get to the races. With that Cape Town form running against this lot, all due respect to them, he shouldn't have a problem dismissing this field, and definitely the best bet on the card by a long way. I thought he opened up 11 to 10, short and 9 to 10. I really do think he'll start a lot shorter. I see they've added the tongue tie as well from a good draw with Kamala. Best bet on the card, banker in the bipod.
Very confident is Grant here. The horse is trading at 8 to 10. Horses in single figures, number 2 at 6 to 1, 3 at 6 to 1, 6 at 8 to 1, and 7 at 8 to 1. The balance is 10 to 1 and better. Grant, if I just have to ask you for 2 runners, if the guys want to play an exacta, they think that 8 to 10 is too short to have a go on the nose, they may be trying to get some value with the exacta.
Yeah, Dee's the 2-horse Bella's First Wave. It's holding form and is always there and thereabouts. And the 3-horse Jack in the Box. Those would probably be my 2 exacta horses. But as I say, I'm very, very confident on the 1.
1 by 2 and 3 costing you 2 rand there if you want to play that exacta suggested by Grant in race number 2. But he makes number 1, Spirit of Silvano, first run for Gavin Smith, the best bet on the card. Race number 3 starts off the place accumulator. It's over 1,400 meters, a quality feel in this Breeders' Guineas Plate for fillies. When looking at the best weighted column on ratings, well, Ikuria is a clear standout at a 101. The next best is Double Destiny at an 86. The betting, horses in single figures, number 1, Ikuria at 11 to 10. Number 2, Cheer For Me is at 6 to 1. Number 3 is at 8 to 1. And then horse number 7, Double Destiny, is at 5 to 1. It's 10 to 1 and better, the balance. It is the start of the place accumulator. Are we all in here with the favorite at 11 to 10?
Dees, yeah, she's, the merit rating of 110. She's got these guys on paper, there's no doubt. She has been off for 77 days, but I'm sure Gavin will start her at probably 85%, and that's probably going to be good enough. Just in case, we're going to add in the 5 Chronicles of Narnia, holding very, very good form. Gavin will have a line through Pinnacle as regards to the ability. And then, wider perms share for me, Double Destiny. But I'm strong on the 1 and in the cover of the 5. Ikoria has done nothing wrong. She ran in the Alan Robertson. She ran 2.6 of Sweet Pepper. There's no Sweet Peppers in this race.
That last start of Ikuria, I just want to touch on Sharon Cotson's runner called Peach Daiquiri. I know she took her down for the Group 1 Cape Fillies Guineas. I mean, that filly, Peach Daiquiri, she looks very decent the way she smashed this filly last time out in that Fillies Guineas. She's good, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. She was fairly beaten. She was beaten 5.25, but I think she's a way better horse on the grass, this filly, Korea. That was her first run on the poly, and Peach Daiquiri got away from her early, and she never made up that ground, giving her weight. So I must say this now, Peach Daiquiri is not here, and I can't really see her getting beaten, but if there is anything because of lack of fitness, it'll probably be Chronicles of Narnia.
I think Grant brings up a very good point there. Maybe it was the poly track that was undoing last time out, taking nothing away from Peach Daiquiri, who looks above average from the Sharon Kotson stable. So 1 and 5 for Grant here, but no doubt number 1, the right horse at top of betting boards at 11 to 10. Moving along to race number 4 over 1,600 meters. This is the start of the big one. It's the Pick 6. You get this Pick 6 on Friday. You'll have enough cash to play on Saturday into those world pools at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. I'll give you horses in single figures, Grant. Number 1, Hazy Crazy Night at 33 to 10. Number 3 is a 4 to 1 shot. 4 at 9 to 2. Then 9 Sarajevo at 8 to 1. And that's it. The balance are all 10 to 1 and better the balance. There's a lot of Sarajevo form to go around here. Are you sticking with the number 9 to possibly go back to back, or can these other horses reverse the form?
Yeah, there's a possibility of form reversal, especially a horse like Rosa Dorada. She's a big runner. She's definitely a big runner. The mile's not going to be a problem. But this is a very difficult race. You got the favourite, Hazy Crazy Night, just won a maidens, a 3-year-old filly carrying 60.5. Not my favourite, I must be honest with. But she did win very impressively. The second horse didn't come out and won and ran second the next time out as well. I'm not too sure on the strength of that form line, but we're going to have to go a bit wide here. I did find a little bit of a horse in the number 13, Cavian's Cara. I see Ryan is stuck with it, and she's getting closer and closer. Last time out, they backed her in from 12.5 to 1 to 9 to 2. She only got beaten 2.75, running on in 23.5. So she might have to go in the Pick 6 as well. But otherwise, you're probably looking at Rosa Dorada. Global Goddess has done nothing wrong coming out of that Sarajevo form. Sarajevo herself. Hazy Crazy Night for the Richard Fourie followers and the good draw. And Cavian's Cara as the outsider. Very tricky race, these, and they're going to have to go a bit wide here, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks that way, and I think a smart move on Sarajevo, just taking away most of that penalty, engaging the services of Rachel Vinegar, claiming 1.5 kgs. Yeah, this Rose of Dorada, I see incurred also a penalty for running second last time out from a 72 to a 74. But Grant suggesting played wide. I really like his thinking here with the Cavian's Cara. The 2 roughies that I liked here were number 13, Cavian's Cara. And just a quick comment, I've spoken to you the last time about horses debuting in Port Elizabeth. Java House, number 11, do you give that a second look?
I actually didn't, to be honest with you. Let me have a quick look at Java House. His first time out got beaten 4.75. Well, he's got his first run here from a bad draw, D's, and looks like it probably could need a touch further. But, Gavin can bring them back spot on sometimes first run here. It's got decent form. 3.6 to Vidicia. It's a good run, I can tell you that. So watch the market. Unfortunately, drawn out at 14. Watch the market for some late money, and might have to add that one in as well.
Yeah, I think so, Grant. Thanks a lot for that. 11 Java House, first run in the province. We'll see how that one goes in the first leg of the Pick 6. But Grant saying play wide, don't take a chance and try and leave out some of these roughies at the bottom of the betting boards, and one of them being number 13, Cavian's Cara. On to race number 5, which is the Fairview Mile. It is the start of Jackpot 1. There's 9 races at Fairview on Friday. And in the Fairview Mile, horses in single figures. Ferrari Ice, solid, consistent, 28 to 10. Number 2, Savari Blue at 7 to 1. 3, Bold Resolve. Look at this horse's form. Last 10 runs, 5 wins, 5 places at 5 to 1. 5 is at 4 to 1. We'll have the run of the race from draw 1. And then Naval Secret, well, the last time this horse was absolutely hammered. From an 85 to a 92, the handicapper didn't waste time with him when he won last time out. And Rachel doesn't claim you. So we'll see how Naval Secret goes. It looks like a highly competitive race here. There's some quality here, Grant.
Yeah, some very nice horses here. Honestly, these are a very nice race, well put together. Originally, when the weights came out, I thought Bold Resolve, he's a horse that's really turned the corner and doing extremely well. And then Richard jumped off to ride Celtalist, and I see he ran half a length off Tarantino last time out on the poly. He's definitely a better horse on the grass, so that's got to be a very big runner. And then Ferrari Ice, he's done absolutely nothing wrong, but 60 kilos could catch him out this time. He won well last time out, carrying no weight on his back, 53.5. It's a completely different story now, carrying the 60. And then my favorite horse, Naval Secret. I haven't got a concern with the mile, to be very honest with you. He finished the mile in 22.2 on the poly a way back, even though he only ran 7th. He got beaten only 2.6 running on, so he'll probably get dropped out and run hard at them late. But I think the winner is going to come from the Alan Greef pair of Celtalist and Bold Resolve. I really do, and then cover up with Ferrari Ice and Naval Secret.
Yeah, Naval Secret, I'm just concerned. I know he carried a big weight last time out, but the way he won, the handicapper smashed him. He gave him 7 points for winning last time out, Grant.
Yeah, they don't play around down here, unfortunately. These guys, they try to put horses out of racing and not keep them in racing. At 7 points at the 82 level, it pushes him up again into the pinnacle plate areas, and he might battle to hold his own. But I'll tell you what, he's in superb form at the moment, and maybe the handicappers have got him right. We'll see Friday. I just hope that they can drop him out nicely, switch him off, and then come with that devastating late run.
1, 3, 5, and 8 will be the numbers that will be the shortlist in the first leg of that jackpot. Jackpot 2 in race number 6 is over 2,400 meters. It's called the Lakeside Handicap. Of course, it's all about stamina. It's all about the lungs kicking in and the feet keep moving over the final 400 meters. Because you don't have the stamina, you're not going to compete here. Because this race, I'll give you the horses in single figures, Grant. Number 1, Jaeger Moon is at 7 to 1. 2, Santa Teresa is 17 to 10. 3 is at 7 to 1. There is money. Hollywoodbets Anti-Post for number 4. Peace in Our World opened up 11 to 2. That's now trading at 9 to 2. 6, Chewbacca, the Cape Town Raider, is at 7 to 2. And then it is 10 to 1 and Better the Balance. She takes on the boys here, Santa Teresa, and she hasn't been this far in her career. She's won up to the Hollywoodbets July distance of 2,200 meters. Are there any concerns that 2,400 meters she'll be less effective?
There's no concern from my side. I can tell you what, when she won that 2,200 at Pinnacle against the boys, it was probably one of the most impressive runs. She came from way off them on the poly and ran past them very, very comfortably. Really, it was, I think the average merit rating in the race was 97. She's taking on the boys again, but I can tell you what, she's a really, really good filly. Definitely my first choice. The only question mark for me is the 14 days from her last run to this run. Ellen doesn't normally do that, but she's obviously pulled up extremely well. The heavy weight, 60.5, is not a concern. She's been carrying those weights for a long, long time, this filly, and she's a big, strong girl. So Santa Teresa, definitely my first pick. I also found that the horse that there's money for, Peace in Our World. He's the improver in the race. And then the other Gavin Smith horse, Never Ending Rain, is a solid horse, loves to take it up early and go to the front. So there'll be a bit of pace on. I'm not very keen on Chewbacca, I must be honest with you. He's been running at the 78 level in Cape Town and not performing, getting beaten 8.5 in a 78 level. This is way stronger than that. But I think the winner will come from either 2, 4, and 3. These.
Am I looking for the impossible here if I'm going to suggest number 9, Zigzag, in larger pick 6 perms?
Yeah, probably under sufferance as well, plus a half over.
Yes.
Ran a very good race last time out, I must be honest. 1900, it's always a big jump up, it's extra 500 meters and on the grass. Most of his good runs have been on the poly. So I'm a little bit hesitant on Zigzag on the grass, Dees, I must be honest with you.
Yeah, under sufferance, that was the big thing for me. But if you're looking for one, maybe quartets and trifectas, then to boost it, maybe number 9, Zigzag. But I like Grant's thinking here with number 2, Santa Teresa, and he makes the obvious danger number 4, Peace in Our World. So you can play it short here in the first jackpot number 2, which is race number 6. The 7th race, the Fairview Merchants. It's over 1,200 meters. Let's get straight into it because this is proper sprinters. Now, the one thing I really appreciate when it comes to racing from Quebec is that you have decent stayers and very decent sprinters there, Grant.
Yeah, this is a very good field of sprinters. I must be honest with you. A horse like Global Drummer, course and distance, he's an absolute monster on it. I think he's won 6 over the distance, 9 at the course. He's a real soldier. A bit of a different kind of a run last time out. Only beaten 1.8. He's down a half a kilo on that run. But I tell you what, this youngster, Clifftop, number 6, he's a really smart horse, and I think he'll be extremely hard to beat. He won extremely well last time out in a very good time of 56.9. He's got no weight on his back, 53.5. Very hard to beat. These I really like him, and I've only gone 2 horses here. Is that Clifftop and Global Drummer, but there are some other horses in the race probably better towards the trifecta and quartets. Green Light to Heaven, a horse like Captain Opie who won well last night, and even Whatever Next. If he's back to his best, he's also a runner. But I think very hard to beat Clifftop in this field.
Betting number 1, Global Drummer, is at 7-2. Clifftop, some anti-post money for this horse on Hollywoodbets, 5-2 into 2-1. Other runners in single figures, Captain Opie is a 6-1 shot. 7, Green Light to Heaven, is 8-1. The one runner that I must talk about here, because this horse, I expected him to start off his career in Port Elizabeth with a bang. Number 12, All About L. He's been disappointing his 2 runs there, Grant. Very disappointing.
Very disappointing. These the first time out, they backed him like they knew the result. He ran no kind of a race, and he was examined after the race. I think he might have issues internally. I'm not 100% sure, but he has been very disappointing. I think they're just hoping for him to turn around his form, because his Cape form was extremely good. Yes. You know, he ran to very good levels and competitively at up to the 102 level. So he has been a disappointment. Maybe they've got their finger on it now. So no weight on his back, he could turn it around, but you're going to have to wait to see the full improvement before we go towards him.
Yeah, I agree. You can't judge him on those 2 runs in P, but he just caught my eye, number 12, All About Alvin. No, he's better than those 2 runs in PE. Race number 8, the penultimate race on the card, is a merit-rated 72 handicap. It's over 1,200 meters. I'll give you the horses in single figures. 2 on the road again at 7-1. 5, Modern Magician, is a 4-1 shot. Then we go along to number 11, Great Melody, at 6-1. And that's one more runner. 18 is a 6-1 shot. Very wide open betting market. It's 10-1 and better the balance. When you got a horse that's on top at 4-1, tells you what the fixed odds betting market think of the race open.
Yeah, Dees, listen, you're going to battle to get through this race, honestly. You're going to have to go as wide as possible. There is a bit of talk, I must tell you, there is a bit of talk for the number 2 On the Road again. I see he's having his peak run over here now. He's got Richard up from a good draw. But there is talk down in PE with regards to On the Road again. So he's a must to go in. And then after that, this horse, Modern Musician, has done nothing wrong really, but it's been all on the poly. His first run on the grass. We've got to hope that he takes that form across. Great Melody's done nothing wrong. The grass form of Great Melody is pretty good. In fact, it's very good. So that's a definite addition. Torero, holding form as well. Nice low weight. He's got to be in there. And then this horse, Bethel, number 7, Bethel, that Louis rode it last time out. And I see he's retains a ride. And it finished in 21.9 last time out behind Great Melody. That's got to be a runner at a big price. Soweto Rose has done nothing wrong. So we're going to need a couple of horses here. I think I've gone 6 horses here: the 2, the 5, the 7, the 6, 11, and 18. That's my play, and you know, you'll do well to get through here, Dees, really.
Wide, and maybe even wider in race number 8. Then we close things off in race number 9, which is over 1,600 meters. And this is a fillies and mares 64 handicap race number 9. And at the time of recording, there are no scratchings. I'll give you the horses in single figures. Number 3, Divine Dynasty at 8-1. 5, Everglades is a 6-1 shot. Then number 8, Maiden's Cove is 7-1. 9, Open Secret is at 9-2. 11 is 7-1. And then it's 10-1 and Better the Balance. Wow, these last 2 races, you know, if you're going in the exotics, you'll be hoping to hit the bullseye, because it really looks tough, the races 8 and 9. And to close the pick 6 and the PA off, you can't be too confident with anything here in the 9th race, Grant.
No, Dees, this is pretty much similar to the previous race here, but I can tell you what, there's a hell of a lot of talk for the number 9 horse here, Open Secret. She ran 3rd last time out, beaten 7.5 lengths by Carbonado on the poly, running on late in 22.8. Carbonado, I think that day won by 6.5. I actually watched that race, a big chestnut filly, and she's going to love the long straight at Fairview on the grass, there's no doubt. So she's definitely a runner. Then you go, this horse, I found a bit of a spook here, number 1, Angel of Justice. The last 2 runs were on the poly, and they were, you know, below average, but her first start here on the grass at Fairview, over a mile, she got beaten half a length running on strongly. So she's a definite runner in the pick 6 and definite inclusion as well. Everglades, the 5 horses run against way stronger in Cape Town to the 72 and 80 level. She's now running against the 64 level. So she's not going to come down to look at the weather. Big runner as well. So, and then Maiden's Cove, done nothing wrong. What else needs to go in here? Oh, yes, another little horse that I found here, Tartan Dancer, number 13. 2.5 lengths of Sarajevo, running on strongly last time out over 14. Now going at 200 meters extra. Also in inclusion. So we're going to be needing, I think I went 6 horses here. These 1, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 13.
1, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 13 for Grant, but some good information with number 9, Open Secret. If the talk is on, then maybe it could be races 8 and 9, because Grant gave that to us as well, that there is some talk there for the 8th race on the road again. So it's Richard Fourie, Alan Creef in the 8th, and it could be Richard Fourie, Alan Creef in race number 9, because that's some good information from Grant. We thank him for that. And let's bring up his suggested bets for the meeting. Grant, it's up on screen. You've given your bets. You just want to go through it quickly?
Yeah, best bet D is race 2, number 1, Spiritual Solvano. And my value bet is race 4, number 3, Rosa Dorada. That's my best and value.
Yeah, and Grant's place accumulator is up on screen as well. If you want to follow that, 1 and 5 by 3, by 1, 3, 5 by 2, by 1 and 6 by 2, 5, 7, and 11. And that last leg, well, if you're going, you can see the last 2 legs he's gone wide. That race number 9, he's gone 5, 8, and 9. But I really liked his comments on number 9, Open Secret. Grant, before you say goodbye, I'd like to just, you know, you don't need to give an explanation or anything, but maybe just give us your pick for the main event on Saturday, if you have one, or if you have a top 3 in no particular order, which is the World Sports Betting Cape Met. Do you have a first selection or a top 3?
D's, yeah. I like Sparkling Water. I think Mike's got her in the right spot now. She's had a beautiful preparation. So Sparkling Water for me, Comedy Ding to run 2nd, and Jedok to run 3rd.
Thanks a lot, Grant. All the best, and hopefully everything goes according to plan with your selections on Friday, and you've helped the guys. As always, an absolute pleasure chatting to Grant Paddock from the entire team at Gallop TV and myself, Dees Dana, and have a blast, find all the winners, and hopefully it turns out to be a profitable day for you in Gqeberha at Fairview this Friday, the 27th of January. Until we meet again, you take care. Salani Gashle.